What's up everybody, Kevin Barnett here for Carbide 3D in Nashville, Tennessee, my second city. Nashville is a place with hundreds of small shops that are always looking for regionally unique items that they can sell to their customers as well as people visiting the town. This is where you, the CNC operator, can step in, express your creativity, and build a business. Andy Bird has been with us several times before, giving you real-world advice from a guy that is in the CNC game every single day. He's back again with 5 paths for you to find financial return with your Shapeoko. So enjoy Andy and his solid real-world advice.
There are many ways to make money with your Shapeoko CNC. With all the different routes that we can take, it can be hard to narrow down which one we should take. Today I'm sharing 5 routes that you can take to see financial returns with your Shapeoko CNC. Whether you just want to pay for your Shapeoko, whether you want a side hustle, or whether you want to jump full-time into this CNC woodworking business, the information in this video will help you decide which route is best for you. Hello everyone, I'm Andy from Andy Bird Builds. I own and operate my CNC woodworking business along with my YouTube channel full-time. This is actually the 4th video in a series where we're talking about ways to make money with your Shapeoko CNC. So if you haven't seen the other 3 videos, make sure you check the description below and check those videos out. The information I'm gonna share with you are from my personal experiences. These are things that I wish I knew from the very beginning. It would have saved me a lot of time. The first one is selling wholesale to retail businesses. So what does this look like? This involves making a lot of one product and selling them for a reduced rate. Think the opposite of one-of-a-kind items. Now, that isn't a negative thing. These are items that can be reproduced. That's one of the powers of CNC, is you design the file once and you can make it over and over and over and over again. So I mentioned that these are sold at a reduced rate because of the quantity that you're selling. Typically, I'll sell my wholesale items for 60% of what I would retail that item for. These opportunities can pop up anywhere. I'm in the Midwest. I sold wooden trays to someone on the West Coast. They purchased from me routinely every month. So how do we find these opportunities? The main way that I found that works is to do research and find an established retail business that is already selling product X successfully. What you need to do is come up with a complementary product that can be sold alongside or with that product, where the customer is buying product X. It's not a big pivot to buy your product. You pitch this to the business and it's a no-brainer for them. It's not any extra effort, it's just more opportunity for them. So who is this route good for? This route is good for the person that wants to go into full-time CNC woodworking. The reason I say full-time, you could do it as a side hustle, but usually these are longer-term commitments and it's a constant work, which is perfect for a full-time business. But if you just want to pay off your Shapeoko and be a hobbyist, you don't want that long-term commitment. The second route is selling locally to individuals specifically. What products are good in this scenario? Products that come to mind are custom products, products that are specific to your location. Taking maps, for example. You could do a simple V-carve of the roads in your area and then turn this into a piece of wall art, or with a little resin to fill in the V-carve, you could turn it into a serving tray or drink coasters. Another idea involving maps or geography is to take the shape of your state and turn it into a serving tray. Taking that same idea of using the state outline, you could carve out your state and turn it into a wooden puzzle. All these product ideas will appeal to local individuals. This route works great at local craft fairs, festivals, but also on Facebook, as well as friends and family. When it comes to looking for events to sell to individual customers, I've got a couple tips for you. It will save you a lot of time if you look for events that have been reoccurring year after year. Now, sometimes these are harder to get into, So it's important to look months ahead, 6 months ahead, a year ahead. Some of them have an application process to be accepted. Using Facebook and selling to family and friends is pretty self-explanatory. I'm actually gonna dive deep on social media in a minute, so hang tight on that. This is a great route for individuals that just wanna pay for their Shapeoko or pay for their hobby. This option can also be the start of a great side hustle. If you have bigger goals than that, this probably isn't a good option for you long term, because what I found is that this option isn't scalable to a point of being sustainable for a full-time business. The third route you can take is selling to businesses locally. Think of these items of being repeatable but customizable. Something like a cutting board that has a name engraved on it comes to mind. Some places to look for these opportunities are real estate agents, local boutiques, and your local chamber of commerce meeting. Contact local real estate agents to see if they're offering closing gifts for their clients as they buy a new house. You could even attend a showing that's hosted by a real estate agent that you're interested in working with, and simply just drop off a cutting board and your business card and say, hey, this is what I do. If you're interested, contact me. Another option is to attend Chamber of Commerce meetings. Now, it might not be called the Chamber of Commerce where you are, but the idea is to get together with other business owners, even if they're in a completely different field as you, and get to meet them, introduce yourself. This is all about making connections. Leave your business card and tell them what your goal is, and that if they're interested, to contact you. If your goal is to have a thriving side hustle or to go full-time, this is a great option for you. What I found selling to other businesses is even if it starts off with something small, a small order, that can snowball into something bigger. So making connections with other businesses is the key here. The fourth route is selling on social media. Most people view social media as connecting with friends or family, but in recent years, there's been a push on Facebook and Instagram where you can actually sell items to your audience. To sell locally, use Facebook groups and use Instagram hashtags, use local hashtags. What Facebook groups are an audience of people that has already gathered on a common interest. So if you can find groups that have that common interest, make products for them, always look at the rules on Facebook. Some groups don't allow you to promote yourself, some do. So quick story on this, I made a lake map of a local lake in my area for an individual, it was an individual order. But I got the idea when I came across a Facebook group that was named that after that lake. I posted in there and I sold a few more of them. So with Instagram, like I said, using local hashtags, actually use the name of your town, hashtag whatever state you're in, hashtag made in blank. What this will do is when people search for that hashtag, your items will come up. So this option is good for everyone, whether side hustle, paying for your Shapeoko, or full-time. I think the power to sell on social media is vastly underestimated. The last route that I want to share with you is selling on Etsy. Now, Etsy is known for selling handmade items. It's kind of, when you start making things, you think of sell it on Etsy. Etsy has 82 million active users, according to their website. So it's a no-brainer. I'll just make something and sell it on Etsy, right? So let's pump the brakes on Etsy a little bit. And I want to be real with you about Etsy. Etsy can be a very hard place to sell when starting out. The main reason it's so difficult is because there's so much competition. So I would say, unless you have a super unique, one-of-a-kind item that is not on Etsy, then you should not start on Etsy. One way I like to approach Etsy is seasonally. At the time of this video being released, we're approaching the holiday season. So I am gearing up to put things on Etsy for the holiday rush. This is the time of year when a lot of people are spending a lot more money on gifts for the holidays, and so I try to take advantage of that. What that looks like is getting ready starting in August, building up your stock August, September, and hitting the ground running in October and November. So who is Etsy good for? I think Etsy is good for one-off products where you make something really unique and you're not relying on it as your main sales. If you're really not serious about selling and you want to throw it up on Etsy, it's a unique item to see if it sells, I think it's a good option. But it is much easier to put something on Facebook and Facebook Marketplace and sell it locally or even ship it than it is Etsy. Every one of these routes is all about getting your product in front of the correct audience. It's important to remember to try not to appeal to everyone. Appeal to a specific group of people, think about those people, and create things for them. So pick the route that helps you accomplish your goals and start there. All these different routes aren't mutually exclusive. As your goals change, you can add additional ones, and it very well may look like a mix and match of these different routes. The important part though is to determine your goals first, and then let that dictate the route that you take. It doesn't make sense for someone that just wants to pay off their Shapeoko machine to jump into selling wholesale to businesses when they could accomplish the same thing by selling to family and friends. So I hope this information gave you clarity on where to start or where to head next. In order to keep up with everything that Carbide 3D is doing, be sure to check out their website. You can check out my YouTube channel for more of my personal CNC journey and some of the projects that I've been working on. I'm Andy from Andy Bird Builds. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.